everyone, it's Stephanie. Welcome back to my channel. Yes, I know I've been MIA lately with the videos. Not really a really good excuse, but just a lot going on lately. You know, life happens. Kinda takes top priority from making videos. So yeah, I've just been dealing with a lot of things lately. Just last week we had to put down one of our cats, so that's been difficult. He was 15 years old and lived a good life, but his poor little body was just shutting down, and we just had to put him down. So that was kind of sad, and having to explain to Cullen, and Cullen's still having a hard time with that, but we're doing good. But everybody here is doing really good. So I actually wanted to get on here today and do a tag video. Over the weekend, I don't know, I was feeling kind of nostalgic and everything, and started popping in some old movies, not old movies, but like 80s movies, and I started, you know, like Breakfast Club and stuff like that. So I just started thinking about, I wonder if there's an 80s tag out there. And sure enough, I found one, and so I thought I'd get on here and share it with you. So let's get started. Number one is, what 80s movie do you most recommend that people see? Well, Breakfast Club, of course. That's like one of my top movies. There's so many 80s movies that I would recommend to people. I mean, right? I mean, there's so many good ones, and they just don't make them like they used to anymore. There's Breakfast Club, like I said. There's 16 Candles, Pretty in Pink, St. Elmo's Fire, Top Gun. Top Gun, yes. What else? The Goonies. Who didn't love the Goonies? Love the Goonies. So there's just, the list goes on and on and on. So if you ever come across, you know, 80s movies, definitely watch them because they are the best. They just don't make them like that anymore. Number two, what was your favorite 80s TV show, and what else did you watch? My favorite 80s TV show was The Facts of Life. I mean, who remembers The Facts of Life? Tootie, Joe, Blair, Natalie, Mrs. Garrett. I mean, I loved that show. I've watched every episode, I don't know how many different times. So that was one of my all-time favorite TV shows. Another one that I used to watch growing up was Little House on the Prairie. I mean, who didn't love Little House on the Prairie? Come on. So I loved watching that. Punky Brewster, Different Strokes, Alf, The Cosby Show. I watched The Cosby Show as well. But I mean, you know, again, they don't make shows like that like they used to anymore. They just don't, and it's kind of sad. It's kind of sad. So let's see, what kind of 80s music did you listen to back then, or what 80s music do you listen to now? Back then, I listened to, you know, Journey. Oh, Journey, Bon Jovi. Those are my top two, I think, that I listened to. Firehouse, that was another one. I wasn't into the like heavy metal 80s bands, so I listened to those, and I still actually listen to those today. Hubby and I are big 80s music fans, and my older son, we got him into really loving the 80s music as well. Again, they don't make music like that anymore, and it's so sad, but thank God for CDs. Next, how did you dress, or what is your favorite article clothing from the 80s? How did I dress? Back then, it was the standard, you know, Levi's jeans, t-shirts. My favorite article of clothing that I used to wear was my Nike high top sneakers. Pop those with my Levi's jeans and a t-shirt, and I was good to go. But I also loved wearing the jelly bracelets. Anybody remember the jelly bracelets? I loved those things. I had them usually starting from here, going up to here. Loved that. The jelly shoes. Remember the jelly shoes? Loved those. And I just saw one of my favorite things from the 80s. They're actually trying to bring them back, and they were the gloves, and now I can't remember the name of them, but they were the gloves that they were winter gloves, and when you went out in the cold, like a picture appeared on those gloves, and I just saw that they're going to be bringing those back, so I'm super stoked for that. So yeah, the 80s jelly bracelets, I would have to say, were my favorite thing to wear back then, and I had a ton of them, and I think they're making a comeback. It's funny how 80s style is making a comeback with like the jelly bracelets, and you see jelly shoes and stuff. So Let's see, number 5. Did you ever say psych, or do you say it now? Do you even know what that means? I would say it on occasion, but it was never part of my everyday vocabulary. And yes, psych is the same as not now. So, psych, not. So yeah, didn't use it too much. Let's see. Did you ever own a pair of parachute pants? Do you know what they are? I never did own a pair of parachute pants, and yes, I do. And the only reason I do is Bobby Brown. That was the only reason I know what parachute pants are. Do you know how to play MASH? Never heard of MASH. I had to look it up, and it's some sort of card game or something, but no, I've never played MASH, and I don't know what it is. Let's see. Did you ever go roller skating in actual roller skates? Yes, I did. I lived in my roller skates. The little white boot roller skates with the orange wheels, lived in them. Used to roller skate up and down in front of our house all day, every day during the summer. What was your favorite skating song? I don't actually remember really ever having a favorite skating song when I would go to the roller rink. It was just a matter of just skating around the rink, and my favorite thing to do at the rink, though, was play limbo. Every guys remember playing limbo if you ever went to the roller skating rink, Loved that. And fast, regular, or slow skate? All of it. I didn't have a boyfriend back then when I was little, so I could, slow skate was just the same as fast and regular skate for me. It's just going around the rink. So, did you have big hair? Do you now? Well, obviously I don't now. Did I have big hair? Not really. I didn't have like piles of hairspray and that, but I did sport the mullet, the short and then the long in the back. I did. Proud to say I sported a mullet back then. I wanted Farrah Fawcett hair is what my goal was, but I don't know. It was long in the back like Farrah Fawcett, but I could never get the sides and all that. So, but I did use Aquanet. All right. Do you know who Long Duck Dong is? Oh, of course I do. Who doesn't know Long Duck Dong? Who doesn't know? Raise your hand if you do not know who Long Duck Dong is. 16 Candles, the foreign exchange student who slept in the top bunk. Long Duck Dong. He's an awesome character. I love Long Duck Dong. Who are the two Corys? Corey Haim and Corey Feldman. Two very awesome actors. Did you ever try New Coke or Crystal Pepsi? I never tried Crystal Pepsi. I did try the New Coke, and I did not like it. And I refused to drink New Coke, and when they finally brought back the original recipe Coke or the classic Coke, I was ecstatic. But no, never tried the Crystal Pepsi, so don't know what that is. Last question. Have you ever read Choose Your Own Adventure books? I loved Choose Your Own Adventure books. I actually hope I can find some so Cully can read them because they were the bomb. I loved those. I always seemed to choose the adventure that was kind of boring, and then I'd go back and find out, the other adventure, and that one was always more exciting. I don't know, I always had a habit of choosing the boring one. But, so anyway, there was 13 questions, and yeah, I miss the 80s. I don't know about you guys, but I miss the 80s. I miss the simpler times, and the TV shows and the movies and the clothes and music, and I don't know, it was just a really awesome time in my life that if I had to do it over again, I would definitely take the opportunity to go back and do it over again. Alright, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And like I said, I'm sorry I've been MIA, but I will try to post some more videos as much as I can. Like I said, I'm still dealing with some stuff that's going on in our life, but nothing like major or anything like that. But just some important dates that are coming up that we have to, hubby and I have to deal with some issues dealing with his ex-wife. So that's as much as I'll say. But just keep us in your prayers and cross your fingers and hope everything goes well. So I hope you guys have a fantabulous day, and I will talk to you again in my next video. Bye!